Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on OGTV Midday News. Idowu Fabajo is my name. Delegates to the 8th National Council on Industry, Trade and Investment took time off the business session to have a feel of Ogun State culture and other peculiar features. Governor Ibikunle Amosun was the chief host as delegates relish in the delicacy of Ogun State. Bumi Adigun was at the Cultural Center Kuto Abeokuta at the event and now reports.
It was a night to remember as delegates to the conference who have been in Ogun State for few days and have been able to go around, feel the mission to rebuild projects embarked upon by Senator Ibikunle Amosun, had a wonderful deliberations, and it is now time to relax and enjoy the splendor embedded in the state and its people. Governor Ibikunle Amosun is the host and he relates with each delegate from different parts of the country, asking them what they have gained. Ogun State government has in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry capable hands who worked relentlessly in the last 6 years, led by Otunba Bimbo Ashiru, and he is at the gala night charged to welcome guests for the optimum time.
I think we shouldn't say much, just to say thank you for coming and you are welcome to Ogun State, the state that is #1 in everything. Thank you very much.
From the Bank of Industry, Export Promotion Group, to the Oyo State Commissioner for Trade and Investment, who responded on behalf of all other delegates. It was testimonies all through.
We have MOUs with about 20 state governors, but in the last 5 years, Governor Ibikunle Amosun has turned out to be one of the Bank of Industry's best development partners. Last week, we were here, and the partnership started within 3 months of his becoming governor in 2011, when he gave us 500 million naira to manage, and we're working closely with Bimbo Ashiru and other members of the states to help him implement his agenda.
Ogun State, God does not make a mistake. So when he arranged for the council to hold in Ogun State, he knew what he was doing. And the takeaway from here, that is Ogun State that has attracted over 100 industries into this state in the last 5 years. We can see the infrastructure that the governor is embarking on, and that is driving investment into Ogun State.
I pray for Nigeria, I pray for my own state, I pray for all of us to come together and work together and make for Nigeria work for us.
From the Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Kechuku Enelama, and the Minister of State for Trade and Investment, Aisha Abubakar, both state what they have seen for the few days.
When I was coming, I didn't think I would see too much in Ogun State. And I was just so amazed. Yesterday when you were driving us around town, I was wondering, wow, you've really done well for your state.
Passionate about his people, passionate about his legacy, and also passionate about his visitors. I mean, he has exceeded my expectations, and I've been to many places. You know, I have to say Ogun State is truly not just the gateway state, but we'll have to call it the hospitality state from now on.
Then it was the turn of the host, Governor of Ogun State, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, who made the 8th National Council on Industry, Trade and Investment conference successful, to thank all for the compliments, and he also proffered solutions to the theme of the conference.
I think there could be no better time than now to draw attention to the need for us to embrace agriculture, for us to embrace industrialization, for us to embrace commerce, for us to embrace trade. I think when and if we succeeded in doing that, we will quickly get out of this recession.
It was a night packed with dance and lots of food to eat. But most importantly, the 4-day conference is expected to profile ways out of the present economic situation. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
Ogun State Government, African Agricultural Technology, as well as Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have stepped up their partnership on agriculture and how to improve yields from cassava plantation in the state. Governor Ibikunle Amosun played host to the 13-member team who paid him a courtesy call after the session. Bumi Adigun was there and now reports.
By Bill and Melinda Gates and launched in 2000, is said to be the largest transparently operated private foundation in the world. The foundation is visiting the Ogun State Governor in conjunction with African Agricultural Technology Fund to seek the state government support to work in the agricultural sector.
We also have farmer services for access to finance provision, FSP. Our people are working with the Central Bank of Nigeria and a couple of state governments on innovative approaches to enhancing access to finance by farmers. But we are also interested in deepening our involvement in some of the states in Nigeria. As you know, we're a family foundation and Nigeria is a vast ocean. Our intention is to have a dual purpose strategy. We'll have federal level approaches wherever we see opportunity and traction, and then some specific state level approaches as well.
They commended the state government's drive in the area of turning the agriculture to a sector that can put food on the table of all and sundry.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the opportunity to come to Ogun State, and would like to express our gratitude to Ogun State for the cassava mechanization meeting. The management of AATF has been assiduously pursuing to increase food security, enhance food security in Africa, and we are here because cassava is one of the major crops we work on, and Nigeria is the biggest producer of cassava. So it is obvious that if we need to develop cassava in Africa, we must start with Nigeria being the best producer of the crop. And
it is no more news that the state remains the largest producer of cassava in the country, and this is one of the reasons why the state is accorded recognition in their priority list. Governor Ibekun also thanked the two foundations for choosing the state, as he says their thought is in line with his agenda, as they are ready to partner with them.
So let me first praise and welcome the collaboration and cooperation that we are getting from the language. Indeed, as we speak, we are having this on this day public health. So indeed, the last time they told me that they are doing something on agriculture, it was like, oh, another good music to the air. Because all the while we thought they are majorly on this public health prevention of youth, polio, and water. Now it's what they are doing this health insurance scheme. That's indeed, I think 2 days ago, we were in another city where we was pushing ahead with what they are doing. So I think that's thank you.
Governor Amusu says the era of the country relying on oil is over, as the way out of the current economic situation is agriculture that will lead to industrialization.
I assure you that we will be more than ready for us to collaborate with you. So if there's anything that areas where you think this is what you want us to do to increase our yield, it's only here that we have planting season more or less. I mean, Israel, even Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, they plant only around, so how do they consider that? Those are the kind of things that we should be able to do.
Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
Ogun State Governor Senator Ibikunle Amosun has identified increased agricultural reproduction as one of the ways out of the current economic recession in the country. He stated this in Abeokuta while declaring open a 2-day workshop on cassava mechanization organized by the African Agricultural Technology Foundation in conjunction with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Idowu, the governor observed that Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava in the world, but regretted that it had not fully exploited its comparative advantage. This, he noted, if well managed, would serve as a major income earner for the state and Nigeria as a whole.
A long cassava value chain is still undesirable. Ogun State also stands out as a state with the highest concentration of industrial installations for cassava processing in Nigeria. Raising productivity along the entire value chain of cassava in Ogun State in particular, and Nigeria in general, is therefore of immense importance.
He therefore charged participants at the workshop to fashion out ways of making agriculture and cassava production attractive in order to boost its production. Speaking earlier, the Senior Project Officer, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Dr. Jacob Mikwena, who said that the workshop was to identify some of the problems militating against increased cassava farming in Nigeria, also disclosed that the choice of Ogun State as venue of the workshop was born out of the immense support the group was receiving from the state since the commencement of the program. An educated nation is a developed one. It's for this reason that Kawasho Foods Corporation presents educational materials to Ogun Subeb in its effort to assist the growth of education in the state. The presentation of the materials is in a bid to complement the efforts of Ogun State government in the provision of conducive learning environment and necessary educational materials. Ulusoji Gonzalo was there and his report is presented in our studios.
Plays a very important role in the development of every nation, hence the need to educate Nigerian child as they are the leaders of tomorrow. It is in this vein that Kawasho Foods Corporation, a subsidiary of JFE Shoji, presents 450 sets of desks and chairs, 11,000 pieces of branded notebooks, and 150 cartons of geisha to the Ogun State Universal Basic Education Board. This philanthropic move is meant to complement the efforts of the Ogun State government in the provision of qualitative education in the state. In his address, the executive chairman, Subeb Ogun State, Alhaji Olatunde Okewole, expresses his appreciation to the donating company, saying ingratitude makes kindness disgusting.
The activities of today is much appreciated. God is open. Donations of this type, all they are sincere and transparent.
In his remarks, the managing director of Kawasho Food Corporation for Asia and Africa, Mr. Chinzo Shegushi, says the need for qualitative education is the driving force behind the presentation of the items.
Take this opportunity to appreciate our valued customer here, Ogun State and Nigeria, for continuous support and essential patronage of our geisha products.
One after the other, the 10 benefiting schools were presented the items by members of the State Universal Basic Education Board. Some of the students were delighted over the developments.
I appreciate them. God bless them. God be with them. We love them.
I really appreciate Kawasho Company for their donation. May God continue to be with them.
Abeokuta Grammar School, one of the benefiting schools, presented a cultural performance to spice the event.
To foreign scene, the Gambia says it will pull off the International Criminal Court (ICC) after accusing the tribunal of persecuting and humiliating. The small West African nation joins South Africa and Burundi in withdrawing from the court. The ICC was set up to try the world's worst crimes, but has been accused of unfairly targeting African leaders. Gambia Information Minister Sharif Bojang said the court had ignored Western war crimes. He said the ICC, for example, had failed to indict former British Prime Minister Tony Blair over the Iraq War. Fire has razed parts of the Jingu migrant camp in Galers as French authorities continue operations to demolish it. At least one gas canister exploded, with one migrant likely injured. The clearance began on Monday and about 4,000 migrants out of some 7,000 have been taken from the squalid camp to shelters around France. There are concerns remain that will refuse to give up their attempts to the channel to the UK. However, the Galazi Police Commissioner said he had been told by migrants that the fire was started by activists. More smoke was seen rising from the camp on Wednesday morning. Migrants were queuing again on Wednesday to wait for buses to take them out of the camp, with the situation calmer than the jostling of the previous morning. And our sport. England's next manager will not just be a machinery for short term again. says Football Association Chief Executive Martin Glenn. In the last 20 years, only Roy Hodgson and Goran Eriksson have managed England through 3 tournaments. Glenn said in the past, FA has gone for foreign managers and this to level has helped win a tournament. The FA wants somebody there for the long term, Glenn said. Next manager would have to address the fear factor of playing for England. And that's all on the news at noon. And just before we go, in every business, in every industry, management does matter. And that's all for now. Yoruba version will come shortly after now. Thanks for watching and good afternoon.